Welcome everybody back to the Boudoir. I am your host, Heyieasha Jones, and this is episode 17. So does anyone else just feel like we are being overly bombarded with ads lately? Like, it's actually insane and crazy how many ads we're getting served. And I actually looked it up because I am a lady of statistics. Okay, so I put my imaginary glasses on. Allegedly, according to social media people and social media managers, they estimate that we see anywhere from 4,000 to 10,000 ads per day. And you're probably thinking about that statistic and you're like, there's no way, there's no possible way we can possibly be served this many ads. I was kind of shocked by that statistic too. I was like, there's no way it could be that many. Like, how could we possibly process that many ads? But actually, when you sit and think about it, and when I did the math, ads aren't just, the annoying things you see on these YouTube videos, or, something you see on TikTok as you're scrolling just passively, or even when you're scrolling on Google, there's always a sponsored post, a sponsored ad. There's always something that is trying to sell you something, sell you an idea, sell you a product, make you open that wallet and spend some money. Right. I love advertising. I love the world of communications and everything. I've worked in this industry for a while and I've seen the way trends have come and the way we've just slowly become so dependent on ads and social media and revenue. I'm sure you guys remember a time when YouTube, before it was just the average person just in their bedroom, the average girl just showing off their little Mac haul and Victoria's Secret mall haul and stuff. And then slowly but surely you started to see little affiliate links and little get 30% off your first purchase with code I love makeup 25. And everything just started to get very, very ad heavy. People were just starting to sell you things. And I don't think it's inherently a bad thing. I think that a lot of us make our everyday purchasing decisions based off of social media. Be honest, how many of us will either go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on Pinterest, search up something on Google to figure out what you want to buy, what the next latest hottest product is, right? We all do it. It's a really lucrative way to sell your product because word of mouth is literally the best way to get your message out there. Are you more willing to listen to the corporate shill or the celebrity that's shoving a product down your face? I mean, sometimes people are influenced by celebrities, but mostly you want to hear it from the everyday average person. You want to hear it from the influencer next door to tell you what the coolest it girl trend is and what the latest lip products you need to buy, all of that type of stuff, right? So needless to say, think about it. We're seeing anywhere from 4,000 to 10,000 plus ads a day. I'm sure it's a lot more than that, honestly, but you're not just seeing them online. You're seeing them outside. You're seeing them on billboards. You're driving past fast food restaurants with their iconic logos on them. You're driving past businesses with their logos. Think about your everyday routine. When you're brushing your teeth, you're using a brand name, Sonicare, whatever, toothbrush. You're using Colgate, Crest toothpaste. You're using a name brand mouthwash. You're putting on your 25-step skincare routine. You're making eye contact with all of these brands and all of these logos. And while you're doing that, you are making subconscious mental pictures in your brain, and to the point where you don't even notice it anymore. You don't even really notice that you're being advertised at because you're so used to seeing these ads all over the place. We're so used to coming in contact with these companies and brands that it just kind of becomes mush. And now I feel like the mush is kind of overflowing. I feel like we're just seeing an ungodly amount of ads everywhere. And oh my God, the place I've been seeing it most on YouTube. I've been seeing it so much on YouTube, okay, where you can't even skip the ad for at least 45 to a minute. What? They hold you hostage there. You see skip ad in 75 seconds. It's when did it become okay to literally hold us hostage at advertisement point, at commercial point, forcing us to sit and spoon feed us and shove these messages down our throats? It's getting bizarre. It's getting weird. Even on Hulu, I'm sure you guys have seen on Hulu, if you pause and you go to the bathroom, there's an ad for Charmin and it'll be don't forget to buy some Charmin toilet paper on your ad break. It's get out of my house. I feel overexposed. I feel like people are listening and watching us all times. And honestly, they are. Like, let's be real. This is not even conspiracy theory. I'm not even putting on my tin hat, even though I do like to dabble in tin hattery every now and again. This is real though. Like, it's just, everything is so hyper specific. You can search for something and lo and behold, you'll get ads served to you for that exact same product. Like, please buy it. Don't forget to buy it. Please give us money. I know you were looking at it. I know you want it. We're waiting until payday. We're going to come back for you. And eventually you're going to just get tired of seeing our faces in your inbox, in your spam. You're just going to end up buying it because you're tired of it. And we just get sucked in this endless consumer loop. I feel like they want to desensitize us to advertising, and honestly, we're already there. I feel like we're just so desensitized by the amount of ads we're seeing, but also it's just so hyper in our face. Even on TikTok now, have you guys noticed that there's ads that'll play like as if you were watching a YouTube video, like mid-roll ads or ads right after you're done watching the TikTok? It's like, what is going on, y'all? Apparently there is not enough money to be made. There is even more money that needs to be made, because like the amount of advertisements we're seeing, like I would love to compare the average person, how many ads they got in like the 1800s versus the 1900s versus now. Like just the sheer amount of harassment, basically. I don't know what else to call it. It's basically just harassment. Like, we're just seeing so much, and it's really starting to get to me. And honestly, other people have been saying the same thing, and we're kind of getting into this conversation now of, are we a little too online? Like, are we starting to live life a little too online? As great as the internet is, all of these innovations have been amazing for our species, and just the convenience of things and being able to have more accessibility. Because let's think about it, you know, people are able to make a whole living off of the internet. People are able to find jobs off of the internet. People are able to find potentially a partner on dating apps, even though we'll kind of talk about that in a second. But you know, great things can happen from the internet and from being online. So it's not this thing that we should completely shun, condemn, but there's definitely a lot to say about, you know, the effects of the internet. And I cannot wait to see the studies that are going to come out in the next like 30, 40 years, just of like how the internet has literally affected our psyche. But it's just, there's so much, and especially with influencers, and everybody is wanting to get to that level of maybe becoming an influencer for themselves, because they're seeing how lucrative this industry is, and people are literally making bank. Like, that lady just bought a house in the Hamptons and then a Range Rover. I'm not here to pocket watch people. I'm just saying, like, people can literally move mountains with this career, and it's no question that in an economy like this, so many people, including myself, kind of want a little bit of piece of that. But I think we're coming to a point where it's just, we're seeing so many ads, like all the time, like all of the time. And now we have things like the TikTok shop, which is basically Gen Z and millennial QVC. We were laughing at our grandmothers and our aunties and our mothers for, you know, going on those little late night shopping networks, but we're doing the same thing. I frequented a TikTok shop every now and again, because sometimes the deals are too good to pass up. And what am I but a creature of a good sale? Okay, I'm sorry. It happened. And especially with things like Apple Pay and Afterpay and all of these things that entice you and make you want to spend the money right here, right now, directly. Don't leave the app. Just give us your credit card information. Open your wallet. It's so easy to do that these days. And then we fall into the ever-loving hole of overconsumption. The it girl phenomenon, and like being that girl, and here's the top 10 products to be the it girl, and if you don't have these, and if you're gatekeeping, you're preventing me from making a sale, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day. It makes it so that, you know, you want to become a part of an in crowd. You want to be in the know, you want to be on the, you know, the hottest trending products list. You want to have what everybody is talking about and be a part of it. It's natural for humans to want to be a part of a big group, or just being a part of what's popular, you know? And that's not anything new, by the way. Like, mall culture has been a thing since like what, the 70s, 80s. Sneaker culture too, like resale culture. So it's not just the girly pops, okay? The other groups are doing it as well. And another thing I've noticed, and like maybe the past 5 years, or maybe even since the pandemic, like when we were all just inside and free to use our debit and credit cards with free will, because we didn't have nothing else to do. I know I was opening my wallet and just buying stuff for the sake of, because I was bored and I needed some dopamine. I've noticed even now you'll see like the social media teams of other companies interacting with each other on social media, whether it's Twitter or TikTok. They'll be in each other's comment sections like, go bestie, yeah bestie, or like just building a camaraderie among one another and kind of like parasocializing. I don't know if I sound completely chronically online right now, but like parasocializing the whole brand relationship and like making it seem like, oh, see, we're all just friends here. We're not a mega billion-dollar corporation who probably uses unethical practices most of the time. We're just a bunch of companies and friends hanging out, blah blah blah, spend your money please. And sometimes it's cute, like I'm not a complete killjoy. It's cute sometimes to see the social media intern interacting with another social media intern and just giving us something to laugh at. But there is something to be said about that, just like the normalization of becoming more of a friend rather than a business consumer relationship, you know? And I would just love if somebody smarter than me could like tell me what the effects of that is going to be over the next few decades. I also saw somebody make a really beautiful comparison that kind of clicked in my brain, and just like this whole fast fashion, fast consumerism, you know, get your shipping overnight, same day shipping, same day pickup, this quick dopamine rush, get exactly what you want, exactly how you need it, customize it exactly how you need it, bam, instant gratification culture that we're in. It also directly correlates to like the types of apps that we're typically drawn toward, which is now like short form content. Although a lot of us are still into the whole long form content because you're here watching me, so you know, you like a little long form too. But a lot of us are on TikTok, and those numbers don't lie. When you're able to just scroll on your phone until you find a video that makes you laugh or makes you want to listen or gives you insightful information, it's like a slot machine. Like you're kind of just swiping, hoping for something good to come, probably sifting through a lot of things you don't want to see, and then you finally stop on that like chance video that you would actually be interested in seeing. But all of that to say, like this fast fashion, fast consumerism, instant gratification culture directly correlates with, you know, the short form content, the demanding links in people's comment sections. Did you guys see that TikToker who wore this blue dress to a graduation ceremony, and she said that she got it from a small boutique in her town, but then somebody in the comments section thought she was lying for some reason and said no, she actually got it from Revolve. And there was this whole back and forth thing. I don't know, I wasn't really in it, but like it was this whole fuss, and it was like, no, you're lying, you're not telling us exactly where you got something, so I'm gonna use my time and energy to like call you out instead of just finding something that kind of resembles the dress you're looking for. Like, I don't know. And I have an episode talking about this phenomenon of just this demanding culture of wanting to know where links are, and if you don't tell me exactly where you got something from, you're gatekeeping, you're mean, and you're trying to exclude people. And it's just so fascinating. Like, I wonder how we got to this point in society and consumer culture. Because, like, this was not a thing even 10 years ago on the internet. Like, you could be like, oh, I like your lip gloss, and kind of keep it pushing. If they posted the link to it, fine, or you could ask and they might tell you, but it wasn't this like, you must tell me, and if you don't, you're this terrible, awful human being. Like, I just find that very interesting. And it's the same how people would rather like use TikTok or something as a search engine rather than going on Google or like doing real research to find and curate things that you want. People will like more than likely look to another influencer to tell them what the next product they need or the next home renovation project they want to do. People for the most part will go toward a TikTok first, myself included, because sometimes, you know, you like to see that quick kind of personalized user experience. By being on social media, you're basically signing up to be a walking billboard and a walking ad, and if you don't give people exactly what they ask for, they will shun you or try to cancel you. And I'm not even one of those people that's like, this cancel culture is ruining society. No, I'm not one of those. There is something to be said about that, and like the hostility and the demandingness just to buy a product, just to spend your money. Like, whoa, you want to spend your money that bad? Whoa. But people will demand links from influencers, and sometimes it's just very short and to the point, like link or top from where, and there's no real like personal connection. There's no like compliment. I really like how this top looks on you. Do you mind telling me where you got it from? Like, it's just very quick and instant. But even going back to like the ads thing and just being bombarded with ads, I feel like even junk emails and being on marketing lists have gotten so overwhelming, because you know how you sign up for like Forever 21 and all these other websites probably like in 2012, and now you're still on these marketing lists, and it just clogs up your inbox, and it's like digital clutter, and it really does give me anxiety sometimes, because it's just a bunch of crap in your inbox, and you want to get to the good stuff and the real meat and potatoes of your inbox, but it's just filled with buy this, buy that, buy this. Leave me alone, please. So I've been unsubscribing to so many companies because I'm just tired of seeing it. Like, if I want something, I will go to the store and buy it, or I will go online and seek it out myself. But I don't need to be, give me the regular holidays, give me the major sales of the season, give me like a Christmas sale, a Black Friday sale, and that's it. Then leave me alone the other 300 whatever days of the year, please. But nowadays, a lot of us are just chasing the next best thing, and honestly, that could be a lot of the reason why we're not always completely happy with ourselves or with life in general, because we're always looking for the next best thing. We're never satisfied with what we have, when you really think about it, what you have right now is something that you once were like begging and praying for, that you never thought you could have possibly had. And now that you have it, you're now chasing the next best thing. Sometimes you gotta just sit and enjoy what you have and like really appreciate it, and you won't feel like you're missing something. And it's no secret that a lot of brands just sell problems to us that we never knew we had. Like, they'll sell you random insecurities that you never thought about, like a new body part, a new thing that you're like, oh, I didn't know this was bad. I thought I never actually considered that at any point. You're just convincing me that this is a problem that I now need to fix. And conveniently, it just costs money that I need to give you to make me beautiful, because you are the holder of my beauty, allegedly, apparently. Like, that's what they want you to think. They want you to put your faith and stock in what somebody in a marketing room is saying is the standard. Like, no, you set the standard for yourself. And that's to say, if what you need is that $60 product that they're selling you, that is on you. If you feel like you need that, that's on you. But if you never considered this ever in your life, and you're like, do I need to spend money on this? The answer is no. Spend that money on yourself. Go get a massage, go take a little day trip somewhere, but you don't need a stupid product all the time that you never would have even imagined you would have bought. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, stop trying to create problems for yourself if they're not there. Like, if you don't need something, you don't need it. Stop listening to these companies, because it's really getting a lot. It's getting to be so much. And then it's like the 10-year-old Sephora girls, they're copying what the older influencer girlies are doing, and they think they need retinol at age 9. What's going on here? It's getting weird. What happened to, the little Neutrogena pink grapefruit cleanser? What happened to that? We're skipping steps. We're skipping the steps, y'all. It's a rite of passage. You don't get retinol at age 9. Not that a 10-year-old Sephora girl would be watching this, but it's like, it's so crazy. Like, they're just selling us all these problems that we don't have, and it's like, do we really need to give you our last $30 to get rid of a problem we never once considered until this ad came up on my For You page? Like, no, relax. This is why self-love is so important, for real. Like, because you'll let anybody tell you what you need and what you need to spend money on, and you'll never actually truly be satisfied. I got really deep for no reason. I wasn't intending to get that deep, but it's like, no, this stuff, it really goes deeper than just selling you a product or being bombarded with ads. Like, it's actually an attack, especially on young women and young girls. Like, that is the most vulnerable group and who they are marketing towards. So it's important that we remember that your worth is not in a product that's going to come and go, because then tomorrow they're going to tell you, you don't need that product, you need this product instead, and now you just wasted your money on that, and now you got to spend more money on what's the right product. Enough. Use what works for you. Buy what you want and don't buy what you don't want. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, does anybody else feel overexposed on social media at some points? Like, I know for me, I have dialed back my Instagram usage like a lot, like 70, 80, 95%, because it's just not fulfilling to me anymore. And oh my goodness, y'all, there was a time like in my little influencer journey where I literally was so hyper focused on, okay, what's the next Instagram post I'm gonna do? I need to post at this time, have this angle, edit in this way, and like just consume my mind with like what other people wanted. And it was driving me crazy, and it made me not want to post because I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is not for me. I don't like it's just not for me. I don't care to post what is trendy at the moment. I just want to post for me and myself. I just want to post a picture and go. So now at this point, I post like a couple times a year. Me doing something fun, me going to a cute place, me if I happen to wear a cute outfit, or if I just feel like posting something. I don't care anymore. It's just getting to be a lot, and I just feel like I'm getting overexposed. And I've removed, oh my goodness, say what you want about Instagram, but the remove follower feature saved my life. I removed so many people from my page. No hard feelings if you're having to watch this. I don't think so though, but you know, just no hard feelings. But like, I don't need to have all these people on my page. And I think more apps need to follow suit and have that feature. I love that. I love it so much. I've been feeling a little overexposed, and I've just been figuring out my relationship with social media, how I'm going to use it to best suit my mental health. And the way I use it right now is perfect for me. I post when I want to. I don't post when I don't want to. Obviously, this I do weekly. I love this. This right here has been my jam. This has been so therapeutic. I love coming on here. It's the perfect schedule for me. Everything else, I post when I feel like it. I don't put my worth in the likes and whatever. I just do what feels natural for me. And that is like literally what works. And if social media ever gets too much, I just take a step back. If I don't need to be on TikTok today, I don't need to be on. Sometimes it does get very overwhelming, and I just have to take a total step back. But I think that is what helps me the most, is just developing a healthy relationship with the internet and social media itself. And this is all new to us. Like, again, we are the generation that grew up on social media, and we are the leaders of this space, and we're figuring out this new territory together. And we might look back and regret so many things, but also we might look back on it fondly and think, wow, I got to be a part of this cool space where it was just a marketplace of ideas, and I just got to be myself and be completely creative and watch silly funny dog videos. Like, I don't know. But there is, like, if you look at the popular influencers of today, like, there's a certain type of person that can handle, you know, receiving mass amount of hate comments, mass amounts of criticism, being in the spotlight, being in the drama of it all, and being like the trending topic. That could never be me. I am self-aware enough to know that I could not handle that type of celebrity influencer. I could never do that. I commend those types of people because clearly their work is lucrative and they make tons and tons of money. Those are the ones that you're seeing get these houses and stuff. I commend those types of people. There is a section of us that is starting to feel a little overexposed and just a little like we're reevaluating how we want to move on social media. And I think it's important for everyone to do that every so often, every few months, whenever you feel like you need a little check-in. But I just want to reiterate that it's important to not let an algorithm dictate your worth, a brand, a product dictate your worth. Like, you have to find intrinsic value in who you are and your character, and all of this extra external stuff, all of this, it's like, that's just the cherry on top. But who you really are, the meat and the potatoes of it all, the crux is you, like your heart, for real. And money can't buy that. There's no gua sha, there's no face cleanser, there's no SPF that could touch who your character is. Let's be real. I've definitely noticed a shift in the way we use social media. Like, if you think about it, the older forms of social media were Facebook, which was your friends and your family. Occasionally you might add some mutual friends, but for the most part, it was your circle and your class, their school, your college, the people that you knew. And then you had MySpace, you had Tumblr, which was like your personal corner of the internet. You're still interacting with people, but for the most part, you have a little bit of like anonymity. Y'all know I can't say that word. Anonymity. And like freedom that allows you to express yourself and truly be free. And I feel like a modern app that kind of has that same feeling is TikTok. There kind of is more of a looseness on TikTok that you don't see on Instagram and you kind of see on YouTube. And now we're in this space in social media where for the most part, you're solely interacting with strangers, and you can't really see who's perceiving you. So there's just this like giant glaring entity just watching you, and you can't really individualize and personalize it because the algorithms are so broad and it's reaching such a broad audience. So like you might be marketing towards 20 to 30-year-old women, but you might come across a 65-year-old man. It's just algorithm. That's how they work. They might target people that aren't necessarily in that group. It's just a way to test out the media to see if it can reach an even further audience of people, or an even broader audience of people, and thus driving more traffic to your page and your videos. And now we're in this evolution of going back to that private space. So you have things like Substack and blog posts and making your own websites. I don't know much about Substack, but I know that you're able to make posts and people can't really comment and engage with it. It kind of just, you're just posting the information and putting it out there, and people who choose to engage with it will engage. And then I think you can do subscription services on there, which is pretty cool. But people are craving a different type of internet and a different type of social media platform. And we're kind of getting tired of the same old, putting your best foot forward and acting like your life is perfect. Like, we're kind of wanting more realistic things, especially with the rise of things like AI and stuff. Things are just getting so altered and not human like. So we're gonna go back to things like physical media too as well. That's another one of my predictions and things I'm just craving. I think we need to bring back magazines. Like, it's so sad so many of these publications had to go away, but I do see a revival in some magazines. I think I saw J19, what is it called, J14, that teeny bopper magazine. They're coming back. I subscribe to Cosmo and Essence, but if you can and you're like me and you resonate with this type of topic in video, please engage with physical media. I'm talking DVDs. I'm building up my DVD collection because who knows what streaming services. I'm like kind of over spending my money and never owning that media. So I'm building up my DVD collection. I love physical CDs. I love to collect those types of physical things because there's just something so different about holding something and having something tangible to use. That's what I love about things like books. Like, I've never gotten into like the e-reader craze. I know it's very convenient for things like traveling, but there's something about holding a physical book. I don't know. So I can totally see a revival in like more physical media, but in a more modern way. Like, we can still have the digital aspect. We don't have to completely shun it, but like incorporating what made us more connected and encouraging us to use things like third spaces, which we're so desperately missing. Your first space is your home, your second space is your work, and a lot of us work from home, so that eliminates one space. And then your third space would be things like a library, a bar, a restaurant, some sort of cohabitating collaboration recreational space. We have to get back to speaking to one another and getting involved in our communities and joining events and not being scared. Like, I know it's scary sometimes, those of us who are introverts, to do the socializing, but once you really do it, it's so much fun. Like, I love going to classes and workout sessions and just like doing things around my community just to get to know the people. Even like shopping at my local places, it's fun to try out new places and like sussing out the vibes of different neighborhoods and supporting the local talent that's in the area, rather than giving money to these bigger, larger, greedier corporations who already have too much. Like, we need to start giving back to us. We want the 90s sitcom experience, like where everybody would gather up on that one little cafe and sit on the couch and everybody talks about what's going on in their life and the kooky wacky hijinks. Like, we want that type of energy back. Everything doesn't have to be online. What do you guys think? Are we getting a little too online these days? Like, are we spending too much time on online spaces, and are these ads getting way out of line? Like, I feel like I'm getting stifled. I don't know about you. Make sure you guys like today's video, and don't forget to subscribe to The Boudoir so you can get new episodes every Tuesday. And don't forget to download today's episode on Apple or Spotify so you can listen to us portably wherever you're going. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!